Hello and welcome to the Product Biz Podcast, episode number 9. Are you competing on price? So let me know if you can relate. Have you ever thought to yourself, people are talking to me about my products. They're coming up. They're engaging in conversation. They seem interested, but they're just not purchasing. So it must be my price. I must be priced too high. And that's why they're not buying. If you've ever thought that to yourself or went through that type of experience, then this episode is for you. Today, we'll be talking all about competing on price, what your prices should be at, should you lower your prices, and you'll walk away knowing the answer to all of those questions from today's episode. Are you ready to go behind the scenes and learn what it really takes to create consistent sales each and every month with your handmade small business? Join me, Monica Little, self-taught multiple six-figure small business owner and your product business coach, as I give you the insight and inspiration on how to better run your business and increase your sales in ways that you may not have even been aware of, so that your business can truly become what you knew it could be back when you first started. Learn how to let go of perfection, overcome the fear of failure that is holding you back, and finally start taking action so that you walk away feeling like you've cracked the code on how to run a successful small business. You're listening to the Product Biz Podcast. So I want to start off with a story. I remember I was at a market in the suburbs of Illinois, and it was a generally slow market, but people would come to my booth and I would chat with them and it would be a good conversation, but they wouldn't end up buying anything. And this happened over and over and over. I had some sales, but it just wasn't a good market for me. And I remember I started my products at $20 each at that market. And after a while, I reduced it to $15 each. I was like, okay, this has got to be what will make people actually purchase my products. And it still wasn't working. So then I reduced my products to $10 each. It was the last few hours of the market. I'm going to reduce it just to try to sell some of my products. And it still didn't work. And this is a common theme for when I first started plant-based beauty. I would lower my prices and offer items for so cheap, and I still wouldn't get the amount of sales that I was hoping for. I couldn't lower my prices anymore, and I thought, like you'll see a general theme with all of my stories, I thought that there was something wrong with my products. I'm like, why aren't people buying it? $10 each? Like, this is a steal. This is a high quality product and it's $10. Like, people should be leaving with handfuls of these items, but I just couldn't make that transition from talking to someone to actually getting them to purchase. So a lot of small business owners have a very similar experience to what I just outlined, and they make the mistake of thinking that if they lower their prices, then more people will buy their products. They think that maybe their products are just overpriced because they aren't getting the sales that they want, and the only way to fix it is to run a sale or to give a discount. But if you're like me in the story that I mentioned, if you've gone through something like that, then you know that sometimes you run a sale. Maybe it's on Instagram, maybe it's at a market, and it leads to barely any new orders. Maybe you can relate and have had a time where you practically gave away your products for free and people still weren't buying. I left that market so discouraged, and now I can reflect back on it and understand why, which is what we are going to be talking about today. The truth is, it's not a matter of how low your prices are. It's a matter of attracting and connecting with the right audience that actually wants to buy your products. When you attract and connect with the right audience, they don't need convincing because they actually want to buy from you. They see the value of your products. They resonate with your brand. They are just as excited about your products as you are. And the best part is, those people, they buy your products at full price. I used to think that I had to convince people to buy my products. Oh, you use drugstore skincare products? Let me tell you all the reasons why you shouldn't, why it's harmful, all the bad chemicals that are inside of it, how they have long-term side effects like cancer. And hey, if you want to buy my products, I'm going to sell it to you for only $15 each. That would be me trying to convince people. and push and convince and try to get them on the same page that I was. It was tugging and forcing and pushing to get a sale. But what I realized is that it wasn't my price. It wasn't anything wrong with my products. I was selling to the wrong people. I was at the wrong market. I was in front of the wrong crowd. I wasn't connecting with the right people. The people who know the benefit of organic skincare products are my people. And I don't need to convince them or teach them or force them to change their ways. They know the benefit. They want to buy my products. These people probably buy organic produce at Whole Foods. They probably have organic household products and are cognizant of the products that they use in terms of laundry detergent and dish soap and everything in their home. Those are my people. And the best part is when I get in front of those people in real life, the conversation is so easy and so natural. Those types of interactions are with your people. I'm sure you can think of both extremes when you've been at a market and it's just not clicking. Maybe you're having some conversations and the people are nodding and talking with you, which is like the example I mentioned at the start of this episode. Like it seems it's going great, but the conversation isn't super fluid. It doesn't feel entirely right. Maybe you feel like you're convincing, and at the end of the day, you're just not getting people buying. But can you think of the other side? When someone comes up to you at a market and you're having a conversation and you're like, yes, this person gets me, and it's an easy conversation and it flows, and you're talking about things that you have in common with the passions that you have. And you want to lean into those easy conversations because those are the right people and those are the right places. And you want to get in front of these people and really connect with them. And then once you are connecting with the right audience and then you run a discount or a sale, you'll see the results that you've always expected from running a promotion. So if your sales, discounts, coupons aren't working, ask yourself if you are doing enough to attract and connect with the right people. Or do you need to go back to the drawing board and learn who your people are and how to connect with them so you can connect with them on social media and markets, on wholesale e-commerce platforms, everywhere where your products are sold to easily make the sale instead of trying to compete on price. So there are three main reasons why we should not compete on price. Number one, it doesn't work, like we just talked about. It doesn't work. You can lower your prices all that you want, but it's not going to guarantee any sales. You can run a 25% off sale on Instagram. It doesn't guarantee anything. Competing on price does not work. The second reason is it completely ruins our margins as small business owners. Most people don't have their products priced right to begin with. And when you add a discount on top of it, it's no wonder there's no money in the bank. It's no wonder we're stressed out. It's no wonder we're not growing in a way that we want to grow. It's no wonder we haven't left our full-time or part-time job because we're discounting so much and our prices aren't where they should be. But there's a third reason that we should not compete on price. And that is because everyone competes on price. So now you're competing against everyone else who's also competing on the same thing. I read an amazing book called The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss, and it's such a good book. And the name of the book really shouldn't be 4-Hour Workweek because it's a general business book that's just amazing. But he said so many companies bring their price down and they compete against everyone else in that price point. What if your products actually stood out because they were priced higher? Because people then trusted your products more? You don't want to be in a price battle with everyone else in a price battle. It's a game you will not win because someone else will always undercut you. You are never going to be the lowest price product, so don't even try by discounting, undercutting, competing on price. Don't even try. It's a game you will not win. So you want to stand out instead. You want to connect with your audience. So when they see your product, they know it's for them. And connecting with your audience, that is what marketing is. And as small business owners, we have to be good at marketing. That is the name of the game. That is the game that you want to win. Because you could have the best product in the world, but if no one knows about it, what good is it? That's the difference that marketing makes. So this is my problem with people who say that they can't get any sales on Etsy because everyone competes on price. Like, yes, there will always be someone on Etsy that undercuts you. Always. There are small businesses on there that are probably not making any money at all, and I don't know why they are selling their products at the prices that they do. That's a game you will not win. But what if you stopped trying to win that game? And what if you played a different game? What if instead you played the game of how can I connect with my people the most? And what if you won that game? And what if, because of winning that game, you started to get more sales? On Etsy, on social media, at markets, on other platforms. That is the game that you want to win. And it's so important to connect with your audience so you don't have to compete on price, so you don't have to convince people, so people want to buy your products because they connect with you and they know you are speaking to them. And for me with plant-based beauty, I never offer discounts on shopplantbasedbeauty.com. I offer incentives, so I'll offer free shipping or a free item with orders over X amount of dollars, or I'll give people a discount if they do something that I want them to do, like leave a review or join my email list. But I never have like a 25% off everything sale on plant-based beauty because that's not a game I am trying to win or a game I even want to play. So, what game are you choosing to play? Are you playing the marketing game? The long game that leads to sales? Or are you playing the short game? Are you trying to compete on price? And chances are, if you are, you might be stuck at that game for a while. The good news is the choice is yours. You can switch the game you play at any time. And with that, I want to say thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Product Biz Podcast. If this resonated with you, then please send me a DM on Instagram at Monica Little Coaching and let me know what you thought. The next episode is taking this topic one step further and defining how we actually attract our right people, that we don't need to convince, that we don't need to force, that we don't need to offer discounts to, that actually want to buy our products. So I hope to see you there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me here inside the Product Biz Podcast. If you love this episode, don't forget to subscribe and to leave a 5-star review. And if you're interested in learning more about Product Biz Academy, my signature group coaching program for handmade small business owners like you who are looking to create consistent online sales with their business, then go to theproductbizpodcast.com to join the waitlist. Doors are currently closed, but you'll be first notified when they reopen. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next episode of the Product Biz Podcast.